speech will start in 3, 2, 1. Success in creating AI would be the biggest event in human history. Unfortunately, it might also be the last, unless we learn how to avoid its risks. Stephen Hawking. Good morning, esteemed judges and members of the opposite team. I am Gabriele, I'm the first speaker of the opposition side. Today I'm here to explain why we firmly stand by the motion that reads, "This House believes that global research on AI should be suspended." In the world when we live, a world where technological advancements far exceeds our ability to ensure its safe deployment, it is imperative that we halt AI research until we can learn to control its risks. Historically, governments have always taken action when presented with technology that, if mismanaged, could cause significant harm. That's the case when nations all over the world presented hard regulations against biological weapons and also posed research such as the one on human genetic engineering. All of these efforts to slow the rate at which development happened and also to prevent any further risks from happening. Humankind is much safer as a result. We believe that such a pause could let policymakers time to implement the good foundation for AI governments to prevent any risks from happening. But before we proceed, allow me to provide clear definitions of the key terms at hand. Global, as defined by Oxford Dictionary, relates to the whole world. Thus, in the context of this debate, global research on AI refers to the research on a worldwide scale. Research, as defined by Oxford Dictionary, is a careful study of a subject in order to discover new facts or information about it. Therefore, when we discuss the suspension, something temporary, so for a defined period of time, we are referring to the cessation of any systematical and methodical inquiries into AI. Now, let me present to you our plan of action to substitute AI research in a determined period of time in which this will be paused. Firstly, at a national level, we will establish capable AI regulatory agencies in order to prevent any further risks. Those should be based on the already existing AI regulatory agencies, such as the AI board in the EU and the already existing Office of Artificial Intelligence in the UK. And the US is doing a similar thing with the AI Commission with the aim of establishing this regulatory framework, as they call it. At an international level, and secondly, we plan to create a dedicated international body made up not only of representatives of the same national bodies for regulatory regulations, but also from research experts in order to maximize its efficiency. Those would not only assess any further risks, as I've already stated, from weaponization of AI to unethical behaviors from those AI to actors, and also transparency will be needed in AI algorithms, and a certification process to verify the efficiency and safety of those AIs. More importantly, we plan on expanding research funding for researchers. In fact, despite nearly $100 billion invested into research for AI in 2022 alone, it is estimated that only 100 full-time researchers are working to ensure AI is safe without any risks that could impede our ability to progress further. That being said, let me introduce you to our team line. I will talk about the first argument, the imperative need to suspend AI research. Federica will focus on both the second and third argument, the necessity of addressing ethical issues, and for the third argument, ensuring long-term sustainability. Our guiding principle in this debate is the imperative need to suspend AI research. This to establish a comprehensive set of rules, guidelines, and enforcement mechanisms that were designed to govern not only the development, but also the deployment and use of those AI systems. A possible frameworks would be based on the already existing ones, as already stated. AI board is currently being legislated in the European Union and would work to respect human rights and ethical principles. The unpredictable nature of AI is something to be taken into considerations. In fact, AI poses significant risks, from safety hazards to ethical dilemmas that, unlike traditional technology, can't be necessarily provided. And think of it as Think, for example, of an AI-powered vehicle on the road making a split-second decision. Without clear regulation, who's to say will always prioritize human life? And this is the reason why we absolutely need a regulatory framework. And as I already said, that this will include both safety, research for safety, and both feedback from both users and researchers that are currently legislating. A suspension so is utterly necessary, and I will bring 3 facts to support this position. Firstly, I want to quote FLI, Future of Life Institute letter presented on the 19th of April 2023, when 20,000 researchers, CEO, engineering, everyone in the front line of AI development proposed a 6-month pause into AI research and development in the most developed AI to date, ChatGPT-4 for instance. As the second reason, I would like to refer to history, where that could teach us valuable lessons and impartation about the needness of regulations in such important research. I want to quote the Asilama conference in 1975 on recombinant DNA. Researchers found out of the many risks that human genome recombining poses, and so not only halted some types of research, but also established a regulatory framework. We found ourselves at a similar place with AI, where this is utterly necessary. And furthermore, as my third and last reasoning, real-world incidents underscore the risks posed by these AI systems. In 2015, a tragic incident happened in India, where a man was stabbed by a robotic hand in an industry, made to transport metal plates. One of those plates detached, and when the operator went to check it, it literally stabbed him in his abdomen. And this underscores the need for a suspension, because as I've already stated before at the start of this debate, who's to say will prioritize human life in a split-second decision such as this, and the case of an AI-powered vehicle developed in the forefront of these systems. This could not only threaten the safety of those workers, but also our safety and all the publics who currently use AI and work for its development. But it's not just about safety, it's also for the broader impacts on society, for instance. From job automation to the spread of misinformation, AI development, unchecked, could cause significant harm. A suspension would not only suffice for safety, but also promote fairness. But this will be the argument of the next debater. In conclusion, to avoid any further incidents from happening, it is imperative that we halt AI research, safeguarding our future. I urge you to stand in favor of the motion that reads, "This House believes that global research on AI should be suspended." Thank you.
That has lasted 8 minutes 10. If you're ready.
My speech will start in 3, 2, 1. Good morning, everyone. I'm Roberta, and I'm the first speaker of the opposition team. Today, we're here to tackle the following motion. Global research in artificial intelligence should be suspended, but this team doubts that following this statement will have a positive impact worldwide. Therefore, we will demonstrate to you why it is necessary to keep allowing progress in artificial intelligence. My team will prove what I have just stated through 3 fundamental points. The importance of AI in healthcare, AI and sustainability, and the positive impact of AI in business. But before analyzing these 3 points, I'd like to redefine the motion once again. So, artificial intelligence refers to computer systems capable of performing complex tasks that historically only a human could do, such as reasoning, problem solving, and critical thinking. Today, the term AI describes a wide range of technologies that power many of the services and goods we use every day, from apps that recommend TV shows to chatbots that provide customer support in real time. The statement, global research in artificial intelligence should be suspended, suggests halting worldwide AI research temporarily. It implies that the progress of artificial intelligence is harmful and that it needs to be stopped, even if only for a short amount of time. But my team is here to prove that even a few months or years could be crucial. Even in such short periods of time, AI is capable of improving conditions in many countries in countless ways. In fact, this team does not agree with the motion, but before explaining the reasons why, I'd like to rebut the last intervention of the proposition team. The first point of the proposition team regarded the need to suspend AI. In order to achieve security and safety. But in reality, many countries are already trying to regulate the use of AI, as the first speaker said. For example, the UE is trying to make some regulations.
Are you aware that the UA Act for artificial intelligence is actually obsolete right now, even though it was made only a few months ago, as the research is currently happening?
The EU AI Act actually didn't propose to stop completely AI research. In fact, the aim of the EU AI Act was to actually just regulate the use of AI while keeping to allow progress. And this is what I want to state to rebut the last intervention of the proposition team, since the European Union with this act showed us that if there is actually a concrete possibility of still allowing progress while regulating AI and reducing risks in order to achieve safety. Now I would like to introduce the first point of our team line, which regards the presence of AI in healthcare. AI and related technologies are becoming increasingly popular in business and society, and during the last few years, AI systems are also beginning to be applied to healthcare. These technologies have the potential to transform many aspects of patient care, as well as administrative processes within provider, payer, and pharmaceutical organizations. AI is already saving lives and can save more. Empirical evidence suggests that only in 2023, 163,000 people may have died in Europe due to medical errors, and 30% of medical errors are actually caused by communication failures, and this is the sector where AI can be used in order to improve communication. In fact, AI is ideal to improve communication. In fact, it is capable of surfacing direct information to the right people at the right time for the right context, preventing errors and saving many lives. Also, there are ever-increasing cyber attacks on healthcare systems, which are projected to cause financial losses up to $10 trillion by 2025, and these attacks can easily be prevented and overcome thanks to the use of AI. In light of what I have just stated, our team affirms that if we let AI research continue freely, health systems could learn from the use of AI in other industries to help detect threats and help prevent breaches of health system infrastructures, as well as avoiding the loss of a large sum of money. The second point we're about to tackle today is about the role played by AI in the achievement of sustainability. The emergence of AI is shaping an increasing range of sectors. Among them, AI is and will continue to affect positively environmental outcomes, both in the short and long term. In an interconnected and technologically driven world, the Sustainable Development Goals has emerged as a critical roadmap for addressing the most pressing global challenges. They were supposed to be completed by 2030, but time is running out and only the 12% of the objectives have been completed. And do you know what could help reaching these goals quickly and effectively? The implementation of AI in order to achieve sustainability. Experts estimate that AI can contribute to nearly 80% of the Sustainable Development Goals and their targets. Examples include AI systems forecasting extreme weather events, enhancing agricultural productivity to combat the phenomenon of hunger, predicting and responding to disease outbreaks, and also building clean energy infrastructures. So if we decide to put a stop to AI research and progress, it will define the world for decades to come, even if we stop research only for a few months. Are we ready to run the risk of depriving the world of substantial improvement just out of fear of progress?
Thank you, Roberta. The speech has lasted 7 minutes 35.
Starting in 3, 2, 1. So, good afternoon. My name is Federica, and I'm here to talk about the motion that reads, "This House believes that global research on AI should be suspended." Dear judges, fellow colleagues, now I'm going to explain how we believe that this is really important function that we need to bring. I would like to start by disproving some of the points made by the opposition side. They actually talked about really interesting facts because, as we understand, innovation is fundamental in our time and place. But at the same time, we cannot keep innovating without having fundamental base. If we don't have basis to found innovation, we cannot go anywhere. They talked about the European AI Act. It's, as I said in my POI, it's one of the main reasons why we should suspend the AI research and not just continue and giving regulation without suspensions, because as we see, it's already out of date. There are already a lot of points that do not make sense anymore because it's not, it cannot keep pace with the rapid innovation of the AI. Then they talked about the achievement of sustainability 2030, and while they said about few of the points that are actually important for the agenda, agenda 2030, there are also others that do not respect this fact. Yes?
Don't you think that we could create the basis that you've talked about while still allowing progress through regulations, for example?
As I said, with the European AI Act, the risk of continue giving regulation without giving a stop of the research, we're just gonna implement a regulation and allowing AI to grow, and at the same time we are not giving regulation at the same velocity, at the same speed that AI grows. And as I was saying, for the Agenda 2030, there are also other points that do not respect the AI, like the AI do not respect this point, such as gender equality. In fact, as I'm going to explain in my point, there are a lot of ways in which AI actually has an ethical problem as such as bias. So yes, they help with zero anger, but not with equality between genders. Now I'm going to talk about our second and third point, but at first I would like, one second. I would like to remember our team line: imperative need to suspend the research on AI, necessity of addressing ethical issues, and ensure long-term sustainability.
Yes. Don't you think that if we invest in research, there is a higher possibility of gaining more and more knowledge about AI, and so that would ensure the creation of more secure guidelines?
We believe that we actually do not know what we have in our hands right now, and we need to stop and look at it and study it to understand what we're going to do next. So I'm now going to talk about our second point, so the necessity of addressing ethical issues. So as I said before, the innovation is really rapid, and we could not keep up with it. So we need to recalibrate our moral compass to understand which things should be allowed and which things should be blocked, because nowadays with AI everything can do whatever without having no consideration of any others. One of the main studies that I would like to bring to the table is the systematic prejudice study published on the 7th March 2024 by UNESCO. There are a lot of proofs that one of the main and most important faults of AI right now is the bias, both regarding gender, race, religion. We can see that there are certain races that are associated naturally by AI to certain social structure. So maybe a person of colors is described as poor, while a white person is described as rich. And this is one of the most dangerous things, because people who go on machine learning sites such as ChatGPT or creating images can understand that a certain point, a certain life, a certain view of life is associated with a certain person. Another example is it's a study made with the AI against women in tech hiring. In fact, Amazon's attempted to revolutionize hiring without having to have an actual conversation with the people they were hiring, just using AI technologies. But we see that AI actually discriminated resumes from women, because for things as children and working hours, automatically the AI completely ignored the women. So we see a bias that is really, really strong. Another example that we bring to the table is the Microsoft chat box that becomes racist and sexist on Twitter, as we see that AI has no control on what they said. And that it's not something just of what they say and how they say it, but it also means that we cannot hold any accountability on AI, because it's not a sentient person that knows what they're doing. It's just a collection of data without any studies behind. What's more, behind the AI, there are big companies that actually control these things, and do not only control what a simple person might search on ChatGPT, but it controls their information, it controls everything. Now I'm going to speak about the third point, which is ensure long-term sustainability. In fact, it's actually related to the Agenda 2030, and we need to understand that AI is one of the technologies that we have that actually is most dangerous for our planet. In fact, every 3-4 months, it doubles the emissions that OpenAI gives every time. There's 40% of global emissions that are made by AI. In 2040, it will be even more. E-waste, such as chemicals or electronics, are some of the most dangerous things for our planet. And also the WEF, which the World Economic Forum, says that there is actually 120 million metric tons of e-waste generated. we can see that the motion is essential to ensure economic sustainability, but also, and most important, to ensure that our planet is still livable. Without a planet, it's useless having AI and having progression without having a basis. It's vital for, also, as we are going to say, we already said, is vital for ensuring geopolitical sustainability. It's research and development taking place across borders. So those are all important points, important studies that shows that we need to sustain this motion. Thank you.
Federica. The time for your speech is 8:14. Shall we give floor to your opponent?
1 second. My speech will start in 3, 2, 1. Hello everyone, my name is Manuela and I'm the second speaker of the opposition team. Today I'm here to explain our third and last point, that is the positive impact of AI in businesses. But before doing that, I would like to address what the proposition team stated earlier. So in particular, the second speaker of the proposition team talked about their point, talking about ethical issues. They said, indeed they stated that AI often has no consideration for minorities because it results in biases and in discrimination. Indeed, they gave an example with Amazon, but I would like to say that the Amazon example, the Amazon case, happened 10 years ago. So during this time, with the continuing global research on AI, there is actual time to improve what the systems are. And this is my computation, the basis of my computation. Indeed, even with the problems you talked about, with the bias, with discrimination, the only solution to these problems would be to continue with research. And so to study more about AI, which is not, as you said, based on, doesn't have any studies behind, but to analyze it better and understand how to fix this problem. And so the only solution would be to continue with global research. You also said ChatGPT, you made an example with ChatGPT and said that as an AI it filters information, but how can an AI actually control knowledge? It is not possible, since it is knowledge you can find on the internet and on other sites or other books. So yes.
Are you aware that actually this type of chat box, who organizes them, has actually a sort of sensors behind it?
What do you mean by sensors?
It means that some of them cannot explain some things if the original creator did not want that. Usually,
well, you are talking about chatbots, which are completely different things, because they were experimented in the healthcare field. They wanted to use them with patients, and they wanted them to interact with them to talk about mental health problems, but they are not the same things as ChatGPT. Indeed, ChatGPT is an AI which is based on information and does not concern the medical field in any way possible. So continue with my speech. I'd like to introduce my point. So as I was saying, the importance of AI in businesses. Artificial intelligence has gone mainstream in the last few years, making its way into countless business applications. Why is artificial intelligence having such a significant impact? Well, the answer is simple: productivity. This tool tirelessly process data, automate repetitive tasks, provide valuable insights, and enable business to make data-driven decisions like never before. And so, consequentially, time and energy are freed up for what truly matters, and that is creativity, strategy, and human-centered activity. And indeed, the most common case of use desired by small business owners include automating repetitive tasks and analyzing customer data and trends. And these very simple AI features can increase business efficiency while improving client experience as well. So just like that, small business owner can finally access enterprise level insight to plan for labor, inventory, and financial resources. So it's a win-win situation for companies. Based on constant content research, over 90% of businesses said AI made their company more successful by reducing manual mistakes, helping them grow faster, and reducing time and giving them more time in their week. Indeed, 1/3 of respondents affirmed that they save over 40 minutes weekly on marketing tasks, and 28% achieved a financial benefit, estimating at least $500 on saving over the next year. So in short, AI surely has a positive impact in businesses. What most people don't realize is that a key factor contributing to its effectiveness and to its rapid progress is global research. Indeed, global research efforts enable collaboration among the best minds in the field, and by harnessing the expertise of researchers from different countries and different institutions, AI can progress more rapidly and tackle complex challenges even more effectively. Indeed, there is this really important statistic taken from the EU Parliament think tank, which estimates 11 to 37% increase of labor productivity related to AI by 2035. Now, I'd like to ask you a question. What would happen if global research in AI, in artificial intelligence, was suspended? Well, of course, these results would not be reached. Suspending global research in AI would mean having far-reaching consequences for businesses, since it would affect their innovation capabilities, because AI research drives innovation by continuously pushing the boundaries of what technology can achieve. With research suspended, businesses would miss out on a lot of opportunity to create new groundbreaking services or products. Then it would affect their operational efficiency, because as I explained before, AI is now deeply connected with businesses, and it goes from automating routine tasks to providing decision support, and AI enhances all these activities that come from industries. And so suspending research would not only mean to help the development of more efficient AI systems, but it could also lead to the stagnation or even the regression in the capability of existing AI technologies, ultimately impacting businesses' ability to operate at peak efficiency. Then it would also affect their ability to adapt to changing dynamics. Indeed, in today's rapidly evolving business landscape, adaptability is crucial for the survival and growth of businesses. And AI plays a really important role in this, because by providing insights, prediction, and optimizing solutions based on real-time data, which is a really important thing, a really important factor, helps businesses to adapt to this changing society mood. So suspending AI could disrupt these processes, leaving companies ill-equipped to respond effectively to shifts in market trends, and this could result in efficiency delays in the decision making or increased costs as businesses struggle to navigate this changing landscape without the support of advanced AI technology. So this is why this house believes that global research in artificial intelligence should not be stopped. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Manuela. Okay.
My speech will start in 3, 2, 1. Hello, my name is Giacomo Battaglia. I am the third speaker of the proposition side, and today I'm going to talk about the 3 points of my team and the points of the position side, and I will talk about why we still firmly believe that in the motion that states that this House believes that the global research on AI should be suspended. First of all, I would like to confute what the second speaker of the opposition side said, because they talked about how business is improving, how AI is improving small businesses and it's helping them. But they overlooked the fact that we said that even if there is this small percentage of people that have a business that are having are gaining a lot from AI, this do not cancel the enormous problems that we brought upon the conversation. For example, the opposition side hasn't even once said or talked about how we talked about how harmful for the environment the AI is actually becoming. How the 14% of the global of the global waste. Yes.
Don't you think that we have tackled the AI and the theme of AI and sustainability, since it's also in our team line?
Yes, but you talked about how AI could be used to improve. But you don't have. We are talking about something that is already happening, and even if can be improved and is hypothetical, and nobody has or nobody has already done it, because we haven't really started seeing the results on the application of AI in the 2030 agenda. We are already seeing how the implementation of AI is ruining the ecosystem, producing the 14% of the global waste. And by 2050, it will produce 140,000 tons of metric of waste. And the other things, the other points that my team talked about is how. Yes.
So you said that these knowledge are not yet available. So if we don't try to actually continue with research, how would we know this is true?
Yeah, I was going to explain that even if there could be some beneficial, we still think that by suspending by listening to our plan of action, by suspending the research for a little bit and analyzing what we have in our hand, and establish some rules in which we can actually utilize AI by following some regulation, we could actually bring benefits for both. We are not against innovation. We are against the continuous growth that the AI is having, and this is proven by the example of the EU AI Act, that is already being proven to be obsolete, even if it has been said some months ago. By the exponential growth that AI is having right now in this period of time, the only way that we have to ensure that the rules and the policies that we establish on international and the national level are respected and are actual is by studying what we have in our hand, and to have some regulation that could be useful not only for the time for the time being, but also for future generation, by instituting institution nationwide and international wide and so creating organization that have this role, and then can make those rules be respected. I would also like to talk about the other points of my team line. I like that the necessities of addressing the ethical issues. That we are, that they think that we are have not underlined enough how critical it is, because even if the Amazon scandal has been happened 10 years ago, the other studies that we brought was written and was published in 2024. So even if those Amazon system may have been resolved, we know that to this year, a couple of months ago, this problem still exists and still is present in AI. So the ethical issues is very undervalued, because if in 10 years the technology has changed so much, but there are the same bias and the same problems, there is definitely a need for a regulation and a transparency in AI and in how this AI works. Because if we don't know, if we don't do this, then this bias could continue and thus this could create problems to the people that are using those AI. We are not against AI as a whole. We know that AI can bring a lot of great assets to humanity, but we need to know how to use it. We need regulation. We need to be sure what we are doing and how we are doing. And we cannot do that if we are not following rules, if we have not someone, the governments in this, following our plan of action, that are actually putting some regulation and then are trying to use AI for the better. Now I would also like to talk about I would also like to talk about also the first point of my team, because the imperative need to suspend the research on AI has not been underlined enough and has not been confuted enough by the third team, because it's actually difficult to go against. Because the imperative need, because every single argument that we brought to the table, every single proof that we brought, every single data that we brought, demonstrate how it is imperative to stop. And even if it might get some little losses on the short time, it could be we believe that it could be really beneficial for the future and could actually help the humans and the global organization to improve and also to implement on the 2030 agenda as the other team suggests. But we cannot do, but it is fundamental to understand that we cannot do this as the AI is continuing to evolve. Because if we start now to, if the government starts now to write some regulation, by the time they are finished and they are approved, they will be obsolete, and thus it will be impossible for us to control and to embrace AI technology and use it for the best of humankind. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. The timer of your speech is 8 minutes 15. Now, let's see.
Yeah. My speech will start in 3, 2, 1. Good morning, everyone. It's such a pleasure and honor to be here, and I'm Flavia, the third speaker of the opposition team. First and foremost, concerning my rebuttal, I'd like to say something about what the proposition team stated during this debate. So, the proposition team claimed that global research in artificial intelligence should be suspended. However, I urge you to consider the implications of such decision and the consequences that it would have of innovation, society, and just progress. Indeed, currently AI stands as the epitome of technological advancement, and so stopping the research would not only stifle innovation, but also result in some way to turning our back on progress and innovation, and it would basically be equivalent to deny people access to medical, life-changing diagnostics, because as the research would be paused, we would no longer dispose of them, or maybe as well not being able to fight against climate change, as we would not only dispose anymore of the AI tools that would be needed to fight against the impacts of greenhouse gas emissions. Moreover, I'd like to also say something about how global research in AI is not something that is conducted individually, but is actually something that involves researchers, organizations, and companies from all around the world. And so stopping the research would also result in compromising these relations and possibly also worsen the conflicts already existing between among nations.
Don't you think that while they stop cooperation with researching, it will start actually cooperation in finding new ways to regulate the subject?
You mean regulating AI?
Yes.
Well, actually, concerning this point, I would also like to say something about what you guys stated during this debate. So you actually said in response to this question that we have to analyze and actually see what we have already in our hands. And concerning this point, I would like to highlight how you guys also stated that we have in our hands some oversight bodies and organizations which are already regulating AI. And if they result obsolete as things are right now, the stopping in the research would not benefit at all this issue. Actually, it would simply avoid the problem for a short time frame. So once the research will start again, the problem will still be existing. And so we believe that instead of avoiding these problems, we should try to set some guidelines, principles that would be valid and effective throughout the evolution of AI, instead of simply avoiding them. Moreover, the first speaker of the proposition team also provided some historical examples. However, I'd like to highlight how if any of the possible technologies that were thought as dangerous in the past would have been suspended, the development would have been stopped, right now we would still be stuck in the past, and so there would have been any kind of innovation or any sort of progress, and so we would, as I said, be stuck on what was probably in the last century. Now, back to my team line. During this debate, we discussed whether global research in AI should be suspended or not, as we stated many times, and the first speaker of my team highlighted how artificial intelligence represents a significant step towards innovation. Indeed, as AI is currently starting to be applied into this field, it represents a significant and probably the most significant step towards the revolution of patient care and also administrative processes within provider, payer, and pharmaceutical organizations. As the first speaker from my team, Roberta, pointed out, one of the main benefits of AI into this field is probably its ability to save lives and also improve patient outcomes. Indeed, one of the main issues regarding the healthcare systems worldwide currently is caused by medical errors, which contribute to many preventable deaths every year. Moreover, as the first speaker also pointed out, cyber attacks on healthcare systems are starting to become increasingly prevalent, and they're also causing a staggering amount of financial loss. And so once again, AI could provide a significant tool to fight against these issues, as it would actually be able to detect vulnerabilities and eliminate breaches, safeguarding both patient data and also preventing any sort of financial loss. Moving beyond healthcare, the first speaker then highlighted AI's remarkable impact in terms of sustainability. Indeed, as the world strives to achieve Sustainable Development Goals by 2030, AI represents a significant tool into accelerating progress towards these aims and their targets. Indeed, by making use of AI's capabilities, we would also be able to address some serious and pressing global concerns, such as forecasting extreme weather events, or also improving productivity in agriculture, and just also improve the use of renewable energy sources. Moreover, it is absolutely fundamental and crucial to recognize AI's capability to take part and also contribute to the achievement of about 80% of the SDGs and their targets. However, one, if not the main provider and helper in this kind of situation would once again be the research in artificial intelligence. And so any attempt to stop the research would not only stifle innovation, but also damage our capability to face and solve some pressing global challenges. Now, moving forward, the second speaker of the opposition team mentioned the positive impact of artificial intelligence on businesses. Indeed, in just about 20 years, AI has influenced all sorts of businesses, and that is mainly due to its productivity. As my colleague stated, thanks to its abilities, AI is capable to allow businesses to make data-driven decisions like never before. And by doing so, AI actually frees up time and energy for businesses for what actually and truly matters, which are creativity and strategy. Consequentially, for small business owners, AI represents a radical innovation as it allows them to understand their customers' needs and also to automate tasks. Moreover, thanks to AI's abilities, businesses in general, but more specifically small businesses, can finally gain access to enterprise-level insights, which allows them also to increase business efficiency. In confirmation of what is just stated, it is significant to mention that research shows that the vast majority of businesses which use AI seem to be more confident and also more successful. And in fact, they also gain about 40 minutes a week that they would have spent on marketing tasks and decisions, and they're also able to achieve a significant financial well-being. However, the key factor to contributing to the advancement and productivity of AI in terms of the business environment is actually the research. So, therefore, the consequences of stopping research of AI would be rather dramatic and negative towards businesses in general. First, a halt or pause in the research will result in a loss of new opportunities and also investments, but it will also affect businesses' capabilities to adapt to new situations, and also it would increase costs and so reduce their profits. For the reasons just given, this House firmly is against the motion and believes that global research in artificial intelligence should not be suspended for any reason at all. Thank you. That was the end of my speech.
Thank you, Flavia, for your words. Your speech has lasted 8 minutes 18. So we ended the constructive part of the debate, and we go through the replies time.
Yes, the opposition team starts. My speech will start in 3, 2, 1. Throughout the course of this debate, we tackled 3 fundamental points of clash, which are the contrast between the possibility of incrementing regulations and the need for innovation, while the second point of clash regards discrimination and AI concerning ethical issues, and the third point of clash regards sustainability, which was present in both the team line of the proposition team and the opposition team. Regarding the first point of clash, the proposition team stated that didn't even consider the possibility that AI could be regulated while still keeping to allow progress, and in fact they addressed the EU AI Act as something that even if it was created a few months ago, it cannot be already addressed too. But my team rebutted by saying that actually there is a concrete possibility of promoting innovation and progress while still, of course, making regulations in order to do not allow AI, the phenomenon of AI, to become out of our control. The second point of clash is about ethical issues, but more specifically discrimination. In fact, the proposition team stated that that AI are not actually being are not actually treating issues, addressing issues such as gender inequality, and also are increasing these issues. But my team rebutted by saying that once again, AI is, as it is now, is not perfect, but this doesn't mean that we need to stop research and stop progress. In fact, it's possible to do both things at the same time. And by saying this, I mean that we, of course, need to regulate AI in order to fix certain problems, but we also need to keep allowing progress, because if we don't, it will be impossible to actually understand AI as it is now. And the third point of clash is sustainability. In fact, the proposition team stated that actually AI is not helping in the process of achieving sustainability, but my team rebutted by proposing actually a concrete plan that regards the Sustainable Development Goals. In fact, it is proven by evidence and experts, as my teammates and I said before, that AI could actually help into achieving 800% of these objectives. So, in the end, to conclude my speech, I'd like to say that still promoting innovation is fundamental, because artificial intelligence is a new phenomenon, and if we stop research now, it will be impossible to understand how artificial intelligence works. Thank you.
Thank you, Roberta, for your reply. That is last seat, unit 7. And let's give floor to Federica.
So I'm going to start my speech in 3, 2, 1. So again, good afternoon. I just want to thank the judges and our colleagues for this debate. Both of the teams actually explained really clearly both of their points, and I think it's important right now to illustrate the major point of clash in this debate. We see 3 major points of clash. So we see the regulamentations versus they're continuing to doing this without stopping AI research. We've given proof that it actually is impossible to continue giving regulation without having at least a 6-month stopped for researching, because we do not go at the same velocity that innovation do right now, and we need to stay at the same pace. Then we talked about discrimination and bias, which is really fundamental. They rebutted for a thing for Amazon that was just an example on how it didn't change in all these years, and how AI is still harmful for certain communities, but also for women. And we've actually shown that it doesn't change. It doesn't change in a few years. So we need to stop and understand and give regulation to help this problem. They also talked about how the sustainability, and it's actually really interesting to see this point from both our point of view. They've tried to talk about how it's important for the 2030 agenda, but they didn't understand, they didn't make really clear the importance that it is right now to our planet. They talked about how it is possible to use AI in the future to help for the 2030 agenda, but we've shown data such as the 120 million tons of e-waste, that it's actually happening right now. It's a big problem that it's happening right now, and we need to stop for a few months. We're not asking much. We're asking for a few months to recalibrate, to understand better the situation. One of the main things that we have actually both discussed was also the business. They actually had a point. We just made a few POI. The point that they talked about businesses and how it would help. But as we said in the ethical part, we should divide businesses such as companies and the people who works in these companies. Yes, they help the companies through money, through economic problems, but they not help the company through health, to ethical problems, which is one of the main important problems of AI. We've actually already gave a plan of action of what we were going to do in this 6 months that we're going to stop the research. We're not going to eliminate research at all, as they tried to say. We did not want to stagnate the innovation, but we actually proposed a plan of action with assessment of risk and cooperation. They talked about how cooperation would fall if there would not be innovation, cooperation between countries who research. But at the same time, we've rebutted that at the same time, it would actually start cooperation with countries that want to make the world a better place, with AI, but with a suspension first. Thank you.
Thank you, Federica.